So in the premium pass for Squid Game, there's an execution.
Yes.
And it doesn't actually eliminate the player. It'll do the whole animation and whatnot, then just leave the person alive laying on the ground.
Oh, he's like carrying him around as he's down.
It doesn't. How do you make an execution not execute? How does that? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Black Ops 6. The big day is here. The new patch that is going to fix all of our problems with Black Ops 6 is finally out. Oh wait, no it's not. It's just the day that they dropped a paid collaboration on us without fixing or addressing any of the community concerns that we have with the game. My mistake, guys, my mistake. So yeah, the new Squid Game event is now out, and like you guys saw during the intro of the video, they can't even get the paid event stuff right here with Black Ops 6. Like, how is it even possible to code an execution that does not execute? Like, I'm genuinely curious how that's possible. Like, we saw it happen twice in that clip right there. So in theory, as long as you could keep getting behind the player, you could just keep indefinitely executing them over and over without actually killing them. Like, how is that possible? And mind you, that is part of the paid portion of the event. The 1100 COD point premium rewards track contains an execution that does not execute. This shit just has to be intentional at this point, right? Like, how can they possibly keep getting things wrong here in COD? But hey, I suppose it's not like most people are going to notice because they're all quitting the game. No, this is actually pretty crazy. So you guys know that we've been covering Call of Duty bleeding players over the course of the past month or so, right? Like 45% of the player base have left in the past month. Well, that news gets even more interesting because today on Steam, Call of Duty has now officially lost the entire bump that it got from Black Ops 6 over the course of a single month, which is really freaking mind-blowing. So before Black Ops 6 dropped, at the very tail end of Modern Warfare 3, which is when the game is at its least interesting, like people are done with the game, like the game's over, the new one's coming, you know, they had 157,000 players on Steam. They then gained 148,000 players with the launch of Black Ops 6, and over the course of the past month, they lost all 148,000 of those players. It's as if Black Ops 6 never came out. The same amount of people that were playing Modern Warfare 3 at the end of its life cycle is the same amount of people playing Black Ops 6 right now, just a few months after launch. We have not seen anything like this in the COD franchise since Call of Duty Ghosts. Like, who would have thought that Black Ops 6 and COD Ghosts would be virtually the same in terms of losing all of their players? If that's not a massive red flag and a huge wake-up call for Activision and Treyarch, then I don't know what would be. But then again, they just continuously keep messing things up, so things are only going to get worse from here. You would think like a big paid collaboration with a super popular show like Squid Game would help stop the bleeding, right? Well, no, it seems like they're still losing players even today, and the event itself has so many issues, which I would like to shine a spotlight on here in this video. So with the Squid Game event, they dropped some new modes for multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone, and while they're free, fans are not happy with most of them. I will say this game mode right here, Pentathlon, or wherever the fuck it's called, genuinely a neat idea. Like, this game mode is actually really interesting, and I will be talking about that later on. But for right now, let's talk about the Call of Duty servers, which they did nothing to improve today, by the way, and how they fundamentally cannot keep up with the new Squid mode mechanics. So we have that dedicated red light, green light mode where you need to stop everything when the girl stops singing and not move your character at all. Well, number A, this is completely scuffed for people that have even a modicum of stick drift, because literally the smallest bit of movement will get you killed. And number B, the servers cannot even update fast enough to know whether or not you are moving. Thanks to the magic of my editing software, we can take two looks at this clip right here. At first glance, it doesn't look too bad. In real time, it sort of just looks like I got screwed over, but if you slow it down and go frame by frame, you can see there's just an ever so minuscule amount of stick drift happening, or possibly the servers just not being able to sync up in time what's happening on my screen with the master server. But either way, I got killed despite the fact that I stopped moving. Well, what about this clip right here? Going super slow, you can see that I grabbed an item, completely stopped moving, and I got caught for moving, which means I died, right? My reticle hasn't moved at all. The only thing that is moving is my weapon camo, but again, because of the desync that Call of Duty has, it detected me as moving, and I was eliminated. So the best way to avoid this is to change your dead zones on your controller, which will fundamentally change how moving and aiming works for you, just so you can then participate within this this event, or you can make sure you stop doing literally anything for like 5 seconds before her song ends to guarantee that you and the server are actually synced up. Like, this is a really interesting mechanic that feels completely scuffed thanks to Activision cheaping out on their servers, and this clip you're watching right here might seem pointless, but believe me, it is very much relevant because I was absolutely screwed over here in this moment. So like I said, I was just basically making sure I did not move at all well in advance to the song ending so that the server would be synced up and everything and I wouldn't just randomly die. I would even take all of my fingers off my controller to guarantee that nothing gets touched, and then as you can see, I crouch up. How is that even possible? You can see from the movement and the clip that clearly I just crouched up without adjusting my aim or anything like that. Like, it's literally like an invisible demon lifted my character up, and mind you, I play on the tactical button layout, so for me to crouch, I would have to hold in my right stick, which in turn would adjust my aim, even a little bit, right? But as you can see, my aim does not change at all. I did not touch my stick. Like, there's no way for me to properly prove to you guys that I did not press that button, but believe me, I did not press that button. Not a single finger was even on my controller when this happened, and even when we go super slow motion, you can see that nothing is moving. I'm being a good boy, but the game detected me as moving even when I wasn't, and it made me crouch upwards when my hands weren't even on the controller. Like, make that make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Something else I would like to have make sense would be this new zombies game mode. Like, it's a new zombies mode, you know, that could be fun, right? Well, no, the zombies community is actually really pissed off at Activision right now because this new game mode is so bad that it's pretty much pointless to even try to play it. It doesn't really make any sense. So it's the same idea as before, red light, green light, but with a bit of a twist. When you have the green light, you get double points, and you can run around and move and do anything you want. But when you have the red light, you get no points for killing zombies, and you aren't allowed to move because if you do so, you bleed your points, right? And then they have the dead light, which makes all the zombies invincible and makes them all super sprint. And on paper, this is not really that bad of an idea for a game mode. It might even be good for farming camos, but then you realize that no matter what, you have to try to exfil on round 10, and then the game is done. Like, that's it. Like, basically, it's a zombies mode where you have to stand still half of the time, and there's no sense to try to get Pack-a-Punch or open up the map at all because, again, round 10 is the limit. It's completely pointless. Like, what a wasted opportunity and what a pointless game mode. On top of that, as part of today's update, they also nerfed directed mode zombies because you know why? Fuck us, that's why. Apparently, they made it so if you're trying to farm zombies in directed mode to do challenges, get headshots, you know, get XP or whatever the hell, maybe you just want to chill out and take a break from the game constantly trying to fuck you in multiplayer and Warzone, well now, you get zombies at a snail's pace. Previously, the delay that we had between rounds was already kind of annoying. The time when you would kill the final zombie for a round and then start to see more zombies appear used to be like 15, maybe 20 seconds, but now it's closer to 35 or 40 seconds of just waiting, doing nothing, essentially just waiting for zombies to appear on the map. And believe me, I tested this for myself because I'm a chill guy like that. Like, why? Why would they do this? Why nerf something like directed mode? Were you guys worried that fans found a way to have fun in this cesspool of bullshit? Was zombies too well received? And you know that the majority of your player base are playing that now because multiplayer, ranked play, and Warzone are also scuffed. So you want to add to your player retention numbers by just artificially making us wait another 25 seconds in between rounds? There is no justifiable excuse for them to do something like this. And the funny part is this was one of the few meaningful things that they included in the patch notes today. When a game like Black Ops 6 is facing as many problems as it is, you would think that the first update of a new year would at least attempt to fix some things, but no, it's mostly just, hey, we nerfed zombies to make it slower, and also go buy the premium track for the Squid Game. I think the premium track is the beginning of a very slippery slope for COD. This is the first thing that we've had of its kind. Like, we all kind of thought it was already bad enough they were doing the Black Cell Battle Pass, but now, on top of everything, paid reward tracks have entered the ring, and you would be a fool to think that this is going to be the first and only time they're going to do this in Call of Duty. More of these things are going to come down the road, likely as a way for Activision to recoup lost revenue from their player base all quitting the game. And instead of improving the game and fixing the problems that we have been shouting from the rooftops about, they're just going to continue to find new and creative ways to monetize what is left of their existing player base. And that's a damn shame, because this Pentathlon game mode, or whatever it's called again, It's genuinely cool, which is why I think somebody at Netflix actually came up with it. In the 20 plus years that COD has been out, we have never seen a game mode like this. Like, we have the horrendous zombies mode they just added that literally nobody likes, but then we have a mode like this where you start the game and it swaps game modes 5 times within the given match. Like, what a neat idea that is. You start off, and for me, it was kill confirmed, and then 2 minutes in, it switches to hardpoint, then after 2 more minutes, it goes to domination, then after 2 more minutes, it goes to this game mode where you have to fight over a power weapon, which gives you bonus score. Like, what a cool, interesting, and innovative idea. I genuinely think this is neat, but the issue is, this does not fix any of the problems. The servers still suck. Skill-based matchmaking is still running rampant. The anti-cheat doesn't work, and so even when cool stuff like this is added, players don't care. Without fixing the core problems with Black Ops 6, Ranked Play, and Warzone, it doesn't matter how many bells and whistles you add, Activision. You have to fix your shit, or just be content to watch the rest of your player base walk away. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what more can be said about this event right now. It's such bad optics to have a paid event come out like this that doesn't work in a game that already didn't work. Like, it looks so bad for Activision right now. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion and you just can't take your eyes off of it, man. It's been really interesting. So I'm gonna wrap this video up here today and pose the question to you guys. Do you think Activision will ever get it through their heads that the game needs to be fixed, that they need to invest money in fixing the game and not just further monetizing it before the game dies? Let me know your thoughts and feedback on that down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to sub if you guys are new around here, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.